Fáilte over Cáisiúr, you're welcome indeed to another edition of the programme. Well, this week we're coming to you from Breaffy House Resort in Castlebar, where Mayo County Council Road Safety Office, in partnership with Mayo Older Persons Council, hosted an active living and safe driving community event. Very special event today. You're head of the Mayo Road Safety here in the county. How important is this today?
It's a very, very important event, Henry. I suppose the Mayo Road Safety Office, we organise loads of campaigns and events across a whole cohort of people, and that's from education-wise, from preschoolers right up to third level. Another big event that we do annually is the AXA Mayo County Council Road Safety Roadshow, which is aimed at our transition year students. Today I'm delighted to collaborate with Mayo Age Friendly as well as Mayo Local Community Safety Partnership. I think it's a very, very important event. We have a number of guest speakers from the RSA, our Mayo Local Sports Partnership, and Garda Síochána. So we are delighted to bring communities together, to share information, and it's all about just consistently and constantly getting the road safety message across to everyone. Unfortunately, Henry, our statistics are unfavourable over the last number of years. Now, we have seen a reduction from 2025 to 2024. We had 127 road fatalities nationally from year to date in 2025, and for the same period last year we had 133. So I suppose to put that into the Mayo context, there was 16 road fatalities for the same period in Mayo last year, and I'm delighted to say that has been reduced to 9. It is still too high, and I think the important message for everybody is we cannot become complacent when it comes to road safety. It's so important to have patience on the road, and to be conscious, don't be distracted, don't speed. It's everyday stuff, Henry, that we all know what to do, but it's just a constant reminder.
Yeah, and of course it's still the same things like using the phone, and of course drink driving. Now drug driving is also becoming a big issue as well.
The drug driving has actually become a bigger issue than the drink driving, and it is it is very sad to see. The other, I suppose, big distractions, as we all know, is using the mobile phone. There's other distractions as well, I think, that we kind of may overlook. You can have children roaring in the back seat. You could have dogs. Even when you're carrying animals in the car, Henry, it's very important that they're harnessed in as well. Sometimes we kind of forget these kind of things. Drinking a cup of coffee, that's a distraction. So anything, I suppose, that basically could potentially, to take our eyes off the road. And as we had one of our Sergeant Green here today. Very, very good point. She said, put your phone on airplane mode, or just simply turn it off and put it in the glove box.
Of course, we forget there's an awful lot more cars on the road than what there used to be as well.
Absolutely. I suppose the volume of cars on the road, our population is increasing. Our population is aging longer, which is fantastic to see. So all of this has to be taken into consideration. The message is very simple, and that's just to arrive alive. Basically, Henry, every time we use the road, let you be a driver, let you be a cyclist, a pedestrian, or using an e-scooter, we need to ensure that we all share the road. We need to share the road responsibly, and we need to look out for each other.
So many new faces here in the room today is really refreshing, and it shows that our commitment to road.
You officially opened today's event here in Castlebar.
That's right, Henry. I had the pleasure of opening this morning's event, and I'm really honoured because I'm a part of the Older Persons Alliance group here and also the policing committee. So I have a great affinity to the great work that they are doing, and I'm in awe of Eileen O'Connor really, because she's doing absolutely fantastic work with walkability audits and different safety measures that really help people on our footpaths, on our roads, and in our different mode of travels. My own father was a wheelchair user, so I suppose I'm a little bit biased as well. And as I said in my opening speech there, he had multiple sclerosis from the age of 23. So all my life he was dropping us to school and picking us up, but he had adaptations on the car to help him live as independently as possible. So whether that's going to medical appointments or to our shops or even to his elderly parents as well, and doing the different chores around the house and the different pickups. So I'm a great advocate of people with disabilities and our older people as well. So it was a great pleasure and a great honour to open today's event, and fantastic turnout. I mean, we had our AGM for the Mayo Older Persons Alliance there about 4 weeks ago in Castlebar, and a fantastic turnout, but to have even a bigger turnout again is absolutely amazing. So I'm thrilled with the turnout, and it really is a testament of how important road safety is in our county. I mean, County Mayo is the third largest county in the land and in the country here, and also we have the second highest fatality rate. So it's so important that we have events like today to raise road safety awareness.
Sergeant Julie Green, you've travelled down from Dublin to be here to address the audience from a Garda perspective. Of course, you're part of the National Policing Bureau in Dublin.
Yes, it's a great event to attend here today, just to give people, I suppose, an oversight of what the Garda Roads Policing Bureau do in terms of the resources we have and what the roads policing units in their localities would be doing, just in terms of our lifesaver offences, and I suppose some tips for people to I suppose take on board in their use of the roads, whether they're pedestrians, cyclists, or whether they're drivers themselves.
Yeah. And I know you specifically zoomed in on phone, using the use of phone in the car, mobile phones in that particular area.
Yeah, I suppose mobile phone use is very prevalent. I suppose none of us can drive anywhere without seeing somebody on their mobile phone, and I suppose it's for us to recognise the huge distraction that mobile phones are. It's great to hear that people in the audience here today put their phones away or actually turn off their phones when they're driving. So yeah, it's something that I take from today. It's how older people are more in tune with road safety, and it's very encouraging to hear.
Yeah, because it's very interesting that the elderly people that are here today, much different now than the younger people. And you mentioned even your own family there, that your own son, that you'd be concerned because they're just stuck in their phones all the time. And would this something when they get to driving age?
Yeah, and I suppose it's something that we really need to look towards our the older people in our community. And I suppose the things that they see, and they might have ideas that we might never have thought about, in the same way that we go to our schools and to our younger people. And I suppose it's putting it all together and coming up with the best road safety information for people.
Now, you're rolling this out nationally as well, aren't you?
Yeah, so our Bureau looks after roads policing on a national portfolio, and then that would feed into the local units. So,
and do you think these kind of events are very important from the Garda's point of view?
For me personally, it's really important to get get messages out from the public, and I suppose we would normally go out on a national level with media, and it's heartening then to hear what people are experiencing, what they think we're doing right, what they think we're doing wrong, and to get those ideas and collectively come up with the best scenarios then in terms of our road safety approach.
Nuala, you're a guest speaker here at this road safety event, and you came up with you must be very happy with the statistics. I know every life is important and every fatality, but they're on the decrease.
Oh, they are on the decrease this year. As I mentioned in my presentation earlier, we did have a slight increase during the COVID years, but thankfully the decline has started since last year. So we're hoping that downward trend will continue for the next few years.
Yeah. And particularly last year and this year, they've been very good.
Yeah, so the statistic in comparison to this time last year, I think the figure is 8 below the same period last year. So yeah, we're hoping that trend will continue, and we would be trying as much as possible to get our road safety message out there to help reduce that. Yeah.
Now, you also spoke about a new breathalyzer system as well.
Yeah, so they're called feline box breathalyzers. They use the same technology as what the guards use for the testing the alcohol breath levels. So we have 12 of those feline breathalyzers in the country at the moment, and we have them all over the country. We have them in a number of hotels. We bring them to different events. We've had them at festivals, so we have attended the All Together Now Festival, Electric Picnic. We had them at the Ploughing Championships, and they have been hugely popular, and I suppose it's with that young generation, that 18 to 25 year olds, it's important that we get that message across. So it's great to see them interested in coming and having the breathalyzer test done before they leave those festivals, so they know they're safe to drive.
And how does it work? Is it similar to the ordinary breathalyzer?
Yeah, so they're self-sufficient. There's a little straws. So they take the straw, they blow into the unit. It'll take a couple of seconds, and then it'll give them the results. And it'll tell them how much over the legal limit they are. If they're over the legal limit, it'll tell them to come back. It'll give them the duration for how long the alcohol will take to remove from their system. So it could tell them to come back in 2 hours or 4 hours. And then when they come back and test again, they should see a decline if they have a coffee. And then it's when it tests them to say they're safe to drive, then they can get on the road to home.
So as you say, very popular with young people as well.
Yes, yeah.
They're kind of the main group you could be concerned about.
They are our target group, I suppose. They're the hard to reach group for us. So yeah, the more we can get to them, the better. So it's the festivals are particularly useful for that particular age group. But with the breathalyzer units, we also have them in hotels. So hotels that have good, that are known for functions and weddings, they are very popular as well, and that's all age groups. And that's, where you stay over for the night of a wedding, it's good to be able to test the morning before you sit into your car and know that you're actually safe to drive.
So if I was staying here now tonight and I was heading off in the morning, where do I find it?
You'd have to check with reception.
Okay.
As I said, we only have 12 of them in the country at the moment, so they're only in a few hotels.
So people can actually ask and see how
they can, if they have them, the reception. They're normally in the reception area, so they're accessible to people.
Kate, Mayo Sports Partnership, very much part of today's event in Castlebar, particularly with the elderly people.
Yeah, I just gave a short presentation there on healthy ageing, I suppose, to promote the exercise in general and more people playing more sport, and then the risks of falls. So just wanted to give a brief overview of that today.
Yeah, and of course elderly people drive as well, and I know you did mention in your speech as well about even getting out of the car for a minute or two and just getting a bit of exercise.
Yeah, I suppose our motto is every movement counts. So if potentially someone is doing a long journey, even just to get out and break that sedentary cycle, it can help concentration if they're in the car for a long period of time, and just to create positive movement habits going forward.
Yeah, and then you have a lot of people there walking now, and some people actually had questions for you in relation to hard surfaces and that. So we're talking about roads. Is it safe to walk on roads?
Absolutely. I suppose we would always encourage people to be well lit, so positive visibility, and making sure that they have plenty of luminous gear on them, especially coming into the winter months, and using footpaths wherever appropriate, and if they can, walking during daylight hours. But again, people work and it's not applicable in some cases, but trying to be as road safety conscious as possible.
Now a lot of groups are setting up across the county there with fit sticks and that. It seems to be very popular.
Hugely popular. I'm very proud to say we have the biggest group in all of Ireland. Mayo has really pressed on with that. It seems to have really taken off. We're thinking it's because we have a rural population, but it's really, really taken off. It's something that we're very, very proud to have rolled out. And a lot of our groups are community led, which is just fantastic. It helps sustainability with the programmes going forward, and it creates that kind of community culture of being active and being outside and making the most of our lovely landscapes that we have. For example, we had a National Walking Day festival in Lacken, and we did the most magnificent walk down around the piers, and Lacken group are really showing off the lovely community that they have there. So it was really lovely to be a part of, and we're hoping to continue our progression going forward with the same group.
And finally, Kate, what kind of challenges have you now in sports partnership going forward?
I suppose, like I said, that we have a rural influence, that we want to make sure that there's enough infrastructure and facilities to support those rural communities and things like that. So it's just about making use of what we have and getting as much support to those smaller clubs and communities outside of our big towns in Mayo. There are different problems that we face in comparison to other counties, but that's what we're working with here at the moment.
Who and what are LAIT?
So the LAIT is the Local Authority Integration Team. So we are the LAIT for Mayo. You'll see us with the orange jackets. There's one of us in every local authority across Ireland, and we kind of work with 4 specific target groups in the community around Mayo. So we're talking about international protection applicants, beneficiaries of temporary protection, so people from Ukraine, those with refugee status, and those who are benefiting from the Irish Refugee Protection Programme. So what that looks like is we visit the centres and the congregated settings around the county where these people live, and we're trying to really, I suppose our ethos is to get them integrated into the community from day one. And that really looks like getting them involved in further education, getting them involved in employment prospects, getting them involved in local education and community and voluntary groups that they can get involved
I
with.
suppose one of the biggest problems you have is the language barrier.
Absolutely, yeah. So a lot of the people when they come in, especially people from Ukraine, they find it difficult to get involved in employment and in the community organisations because of the language barrier. And it is something that we're combating, and we're working alongside MSL-ETB to provide the ESOL classes across the county, which are packed out the door at this stage. You have the local community and voluntary organisations who run what's called Fáilte Isteach. It's like a conversational English class, and those are running in different towns and villages across the county to try and get everyone speaking English and get everyone involved in the community.
Lovely. Now, you're actually Ukrainian and you've come to live in Ireland.
Yeah.
Did you have English when you arrived here?
Yeah, before I arrived to Ireland, I had English before because I'm certified translator in Ukraine. So that is why, I'm helping Ukrainians also there to integrate into Irish society and help them with translation also. I work as a new arrival support worker with South May Development Company, and so I'm helping Ukrainian community to integrate there in Ireland and to Irish community. And I think that this event is a great opportunity for Ukrainians to learn about Irish rules and Irish law and Irish regulations, because especially for Ukrainians living in Pontoon, because they live in very isolated place.
Yeah, one of your Ukrainian friends, of course, she came in. She learned English here. She's in Pontoon. And she read a poem here today for the audience.
Yes, it was a very good woman, very lovely woman from Pontoon. She is very creative and very talented. So she writes poems and songs also. So she wrote a poem to say her thank you, to show how she is grateful to Irish people for all they've done for all Ukrainians. And also she translated this poem into English, and she was reading this poem today. I think it's a great and showing the gratitude of Ukrainians to Irish people.
Ireland is a place of paradise on the earth. Ireland, you are made for happiness. You are the place of love and kindness. You and are your biggest treasure is the Irish people.
The Age Friendly is representative of the Older Persons Council. We have members of the community, active, passionate members of the community who have come on board on an Older Persons Council, and my role is to work with them and liaise with the Age Friendly Alliance in Mayo that we've set up with external organisations such as An Garda Síochána, the HSC and Mayo County Council and other agencies, Local Link and so forth. So we work closely with them. The Older Persons Council identify issues that they find. They'd like to make Mayo the safe place to live in, a comfortable place to live in, and they want to live in their homes for as long as possible. So to ensure that, they need to ensure that it's safe to move around, that there's facilities available for them. Any concerns they have might be raised, they get support and advice. In Age Friendly, we also have the Age Friendly Healthy Homes programme, where we have 2 coordinators in Mayo, and they work very closely with the older people in their homes to identify what needs to be done to make their homes more livable and accessible, what grants might be available to them, help them fill out forms. They're also involved, it's nice to sit down and have a chat with somebody in their own home, make them feel comfortable. And our Age Friendly Healthy Homes programme have actually been shortlisted in 2 awards. So the first award they were shortlisted in was the Age Friendly, they were collaborating with Mayo Fire Service in bringing retained firefighters into the people's homes to do visits to see what needed to be done. Did fire alarms need to be taken down? Was there fire alarms there? Did they need to put new ones in? Test the batteries, show them how to test the batteries. And then the other project, so it's where an artist will go in to an older person's house and sit down with them for an hour and go painting and talking and showing them how to paint, but the talking is the best part. It's the interaction and that, and it's the company, and it's kind of been geared towards people that are in rural areas, rural isolation. But it was also there was one lady whose husband was confined to a bed and she was his main carer. So this was a distraction for her too, that she could actually paint. And the person came into the home to just show them how to paint and that. They have an art exhibition once or twice a year as well. So they all meet up. But they also work with clay and that, with people that would have maybe strokes. They mightn't have power in one hand, but they're working to get the power back and to create something as well.
Sarah, localing has been a great success story here in County Mayo, and it's expanding all the time.
Yes, it's I suppose going from strength to strength. This year alone we've developed a new service through Connecting Ireland, the rural mobility policy for the National Transport Authority. So it's seen an enhancement on what was previously our 978 service between Castlebar and Belmullet. Now that's been rebranded as the 460, and there's two elements to that. The ACE part of the service, 460A, is Achill to Castlebar, and that goes 5 return journeys per day, 7 days a week. And the Belmullet continues 3 return journeys a day. And for people between Mulranny and Newport and Castlebar, they have the option to travel 8 times a day, 8 return journeys, and it's integrated with the train timetables, and it offers onward travel connections with bus air and services at Castlebar.
The bus air and service, no offence to them, they're very limited, but this service now is really, anybody you talk to, they say how valuable it is now, particularly to rural communities.
Yeah, I suppose Connecting Ireland, the rural mobility policy, has seen a huge uplift in all of the public transport services. In particular, like high frequency services are delivered by the likes of Bus Air and Localink and other public service providers. So the whole idea of the rural mobility policy is that every village would have service connectivity to their local town. Connecting Ireland, and I suppose that increase is very visible on the ground now with all of the local link services and bus air and services frequencies. And
you're not forgetting the islands either, of course. You have a service for the islanders.
Yeah, so we work with the Department of Rural and Community Development to provide a connectivity from Inishbigel into Doran's Point and Ballycroy, and there's onward transport connection there. That runs 7 days a week as well.
Who and what are Muintir na Tíre?
Muintir na Tíre is a national organisation that's promotion of community development. Its head office is based in Tipperary. It was founded back in the 1930s by a priest by the name of Canon John Hayes. And in that era, what he saw was development for communities and how to develop communities. So he went with the model and the ethos of developing communities around about. And I suppose one or two of the big projects that of his line was electrification, bringing electrification into rural communities. And then they moved on to developing community councils, and that was to work on the promotion of community development in rural Ireland. Then my role at the moment is in regards to the Community Alert Programme. So I cover the Community Alert Programme as a development officer in the Western region, covered in Clare, Galway, Mayo, Roscommon and Longford. The Seniors Alert Scheme, that would be one of our big promoters that we do in the Community Alert Programme at the moment. And that is where this little pendant that you see a lot of people wearing on their hands or they can wear it around their neck, it's free to anyone over the age of 65. For the first year, and the monitoring of it as well is free the first year. Then year after that, it costs roughly about €670 per year for the monitoring of it. But we say, okay, it's a small price for life, and like the stories that I've heard of it, even just during lockdown, we did a lot of our district meetings on Zoom with the Garda Síochána and linking in with the community alert groups. And one area in Mayo alone, 7 lives were saved by wearing those pendants during the time of the lockdown, and I've heard stories here today as well, and the same as those, and that is part of safety. It's not all about road, and even the talk that was given here, like that roads are for everyone to use and safety is everyone's responsibility. So look, that's the way we work on it. So it's great to meet up and have the occasion to discuss about the community care programme and the Muintir na Tíre logo as we have here in it, and people do still look at the country and the people all working together.
As you know, the roads are always busy at this time of the year, so take great care, and we'll leave you now with a message from Mayo County Council. So until next week at the same time, safe driving. Slán go fóill.